You spoke about palm oil earlier. When we were talking about the fact that even as we're talking about climate change, there's so much climate consciousness, we're not looking at the habitats, which is the building block of that. So with all our current day awareness, we're still powering through with things which will be difficult for us. So talk about your experience with palm oil, and why is that a concern area for you?
Yeah, that's something that has really shook me and disturbed me of late. And I'm going to look at my notes because I don't want to get the facts wrong. But a recent proposal aims to boost palm oil production in India by promoting its cultivation in the Northeast and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And that's disastrous because India aspires to bring 1 million hectares of land under palm oil cultivation by 2025. And this could lead to large-scale deforestation, disturbances in sensitive ecosystems, and even trigger land conflicts with people. And I'll tell you why it's so baffling, because there has been proof time and again, if we look at Southeast Asia, what's been happening there. Oil palm plantations currently cover more than 27 million hectares of the Earth's surface. And to put that into perspective, that's around 300 football fields that disappear in an hour. That's 300 football fields worth of forests, pure, pristine forests getting destroyed for palm oil plantations. And it's in India, especially in the Northeast India, Malaika and I have been there in Arunachal Pradesh. They're some of the most beautiful natural forests with lots of biodiversity, like countless species that are found nowhere else in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. We're going to lose all of that to oil. I'm shaking, sorry, because it's really disturbing. And we're going to lose all of that for oil palm plantation. And it's been proven that the Northeast is not even viable for it. I'll read out a quote from the senior scientist called Dr. Varun Goswami. He recently gave a quote to Round Glass, and he said that he's surprised that Northeast is being viewed as a major destination for the expansion of oil palm in India. Scientific evidence suggests that region is climatically ill-suited for oil palm, actually. And it appears that the draw is because of the presence of large tracts of forests. But by the time we realize that the yield from Northeast India is not enough, it'll be too late. All the forests will already be cut down. So it's something that we need to think about, consult experts, consult scientists before actually thinking of doing this. Yeah.
Gunjan, I'm sorry, I'm cutting in because I'm actually personally feeling bad to make this so short because you, as I said, you're our hope for the future. Just last thoughts, all three of you. Why did the three of you get so involved with climate and with environment? Disha, you start.
So I've personally been impacted by the climate crisis because my grandparents are farmers and they had to suffer through the water crisis when I was much younger. And my mother actually had to carry water before she went to school. And this essentially is what led me to be a part of the climate movement, and just the fact that indigenous people, Adivasis, environmental defenders are hurt every single day for doing the very work that will protect all of us is what makes me concerned. I think one example is the fact that Hidme Markham, who's an Adivasi woman who's been arrested on Women's Day this year for protesting against coal mines, which we all know is bad for us for several reasons. And I think just the fact that this is how we treat our environmental defenders, this is how we treat our planet, and I wanted to change that. And that's essentially why I got involved.
You, Malaika?
I think for me, it was realizing that the narrative needed to shift to help us understand that protecting wildlife isn't really about, protecting obscure animals in the middle of nowhere, but it's about protecting ourselves, and it makes good business sense to protect the planet right now. All of these things, run in my head, but the one incident that I can say really, really solidified my passion for protecting the planet was when I saw a blue whale up close. I looked a blue whale in the eye, and I just realized that this is the largest animal that has ever lived on our planet. And if we as human beings can decimate wildlife, if we can remove, animals and species and ecosystems that took millions and millions of years, then we're failing. And how do we become better ancestors? We become better ancestors by looking after the wildlife that we have, not just for them, but for us.